We're going to be learning now Halakha Psuka for Parashat Vayakhel for Friday.
Good night.
For Friday of Parashat Vayakhel. מותר להשאיל כלים ולהזכירן לנוחי ואף על פי שהוא עושה בהם מלאכה בשבת. It is permitted to lend or to rent out kelim, any tools, to a goy, even though you know he's going to do work with those tools on Shabbat. מפני שאיננו מצווים על שביתת הכלים, because there is no commandment to refrain from having your own tools used on Shabbat by a goy. אבל בהמתו ועבדו, but you're not allowed to lend out your animal. Let's say you have a horse or a donkey. You cannot give the donkey to a goy, so the goy would do work with that donkey on Shabbat. ועבדו, and also if you had a servant, like a slave, also you cannot lend it out to a goy for a goy to do work that is forbidden on Shabbat with that slave. מפני שאנו מצווים על שפיטת בהמה ועבד, because the Torah has warned us, has commanded us not to have our animals or our slaves to be doing work on Shabbat, even though not on our behalf, even if they're lent out or rented out to a goy, the goy cannot use them on Shabbat. המשתתף עם הנוכרי במלאכה, a person who is a partner together with the goy, במלאכה in any type of work, or בסחורה בחנות, or they were partners in a business, they have a store, they're partners in the store, אם ייתנו בתחילה שיהיה שכר שבת לנוכרי לבדו, אם מעט, אם הרבה ושכר יום אחר, כן גם השבת לישראל לבדו מותר. If they made a condition, as they made that partnership, that all the profits for Shabbat belongs to the goy, and all the profits from, let's say, another day, let's say from Sunday, belong to the Jew, that will be permitted, even though they're partners. They're actually, each is benefiting separately, the goy from the Shabbat, and the Jew from another day, in terms of, to parallel the Shabbat. ואם לא ייתנו בתחילה, what if they didn't make any condition initially? כשיעברו לחלוק, when they come to spill out the shares of the profits, נותן אנוכי שכר משבתו כולן לבדו, והשאר חולקין אותו. Then the goy would take all the profits of Shabbat and they'd split up together the other 6 days. In other words, since they did not make a condition initially, the Jew cannot say, since you took Shabbat profit, I'm going to take Sunday profit and I will split the rest. No. The goy takes... Yeah, you have to take the condition at the beginning. What? Well, it has to come from that point forward. ואינו מוסיף לו כלום כנגד יום השבת, אלא אם כן יתחו בתחילה. And the Jew doesn't benefit any extra from the other days unless they made the condition initially. וכן אם קיבלו שדה בשותפות דין אחד. The same thing would apply if they're partners in a field and they're working the field, they're going to harvest it. Same rules apply also. ואם לא היתנו ובאו לחלוק השכר ולא היה שכר שבת ידוע. They say they didn't make a condition. And they come to split up and they don't know what was the profit of Shabbat. They know just for that month what was the profit, for instance. יראה לי שהנוכרי נוטל שביעית השכר והשאר חולקים. The Rambam says here, it would seem to me that the goy would take 1/7 of the profits of the week, and the rest they split up amongst them. What if a person gives money to a goy as an investment? They're not partners in the business as in the profits, but the goy says, the goy receives the money from the Jew as an investment. The goy is responsible to use that money to do whatever he wants with it in his business, and then afterwards he's going to pay back the Jew the money plus, an interest or. They're not partners really. He's an investor. His money is guaranteed. He's an investor.
He didn't tell him to do it on Shabbat.
Yeah, he didn't tell him to do it on Shabbat. The goy does it on his own. He's just the guy, the Jew shares in the profits or in the interest, not as a partner, but as an investor. It's a difference, So when he's an investor and the goy works on Shabbat, there's no problem there for the Jew to take a profit. וכן הורו כל הגאונים, זיכרונם לברכה. In that way also the Geonim rule in Joseph. Now these halachot are not simple halachot. Nobody should just on the basis of this halakha that we learn here, go on his own and try to apply it in terms of his partnerships or his investments with the goy. Any situations like this, you should do she'elat chacham, you should consult with the appropriate rabbinic authority to get a ruling on exactly how to do it and how those conditions are done. There could be a document written that would outline the way that the partnership would be permitted in terms of the profits of Shabbat and to be doing it specifically according to halacha. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen, and Shabbat Shalom.